Finally, I can talk about certain things with this team. If you don't know, I have a YouTube channel, Golden Takes. You should watch it. There's gonna be a more detailed video where I'm gonna talk about the Spurs, how the Spurs failed that 30-point comeback. Subscribe to this channel because that's very important. So, New York Knicks won the NBA championship, and I was low key hesitant on having this team be that good, generally because I didn't know how good they was in the Eastern Conference, which that wasn't my fault. I mean, I just didn't know how good they was in the Eastern Conference compared to the blood war we had between the Spurs and the Thunder. So this Knicks team, something that I said when I made my Brunson video is I like that the Knicks are able to come back with they have so much resiliency, and the reason why the Brunson Knicks was working before is due to the fact that Jalen Brunson was playing Brunson ball, and that's just not gonna work, twin. I ain't gonna lie, that's just not gonna work. So I'm glad that this team was able to build around the Knicks, and this team they pushed a lot. They pushed a lot. They traded for Mikal Bridges. They traded for Cat. Like, they had so many pieces that was able to fit cohesively and end up winning NBA championship. So when it comes to this Knicks team, congrats to all the New York Knicks fans. I mean, hey man, y'all was the best team in the Eastern Conference by far. Y'all absolutely destroyed Jalen Brunson. Now, I was saying something about Jalen Brunson the first two games because I just didn't understand how Jalen Brunson was playing that good, but also, hold on, I didn't understand that how Jalen Brunson was playing that good, but also he just was shot chucking. That we lost game 3. It was because Jalen Brunson was shot chucking and not really getting Cat in the offense. So tonight, at halftime, this team shot horrific from the field. I think they shot 29%, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure that they shot 29% at halftime. At halftime, they wasn't playing good, but it's the fact that the Knicks were only down by 5 at half, which is important because that shows that the Spurs just wasn't playing good. We're gonna get to the Spurs, but I'm gonna give the Knicks their flowers. Karl-Anthony Towns, this game was a bad game for him, but Karl-Anthony Towns played really good in this series. Something that worried me about Towns in this series was that I was going to figure out how he was going to play Wemby. In the first 3 games, he played Wemby right. These last couple games, not gonna lie, he was playing kind of weird. Wemby was frustrating him a little bit, but he still did his job. Karl-Anthony Towns, I did a stream a couple months ago where I was talking about the Knicks, and Cat didn't like this system. And I was talking about how Cat, in this system, if he doesn't play right, is not going to work. And Cat fully bought into the system and played excellent the first 3 games. The first 2 games, if Karl-Anthony Towns wasn't playmaking, wasn't playing as well, they would have been up 2-0. These role players, OG Anunoby had a bad game, but last game he had 33. OG Anunoby is an amazing role player. He played excellent. Mikal Bridges played great tonight. The past couple nights he has been, but he played great tonight. Shaman had to hit a big 3 that's able to get him up there. Jose Alvarado, he didn't play good tonight, but having another backup ball handler really helped him out. Also, Mike Brown. I've been on record saying that Mike Brown is a good coach. I don't understand why he's not a head coach. Mike Brown is amazing offensively, and he's able to adjust, which is something the Spurs couldn't do, which we will get to the Spurs. So, shout out to the Knicks team. This team is an historic NBA team, and I will go way more into detail on Golden Takes, which is my NBA channel, and I'm gonna go way more detail, talk about this Knicks team, talk about how this Knicks team was able to win the NBA championship, and how I semi-underestimated them. Moving on to the San Antonio Spurs. Now, before we get to the elephant in the room, which is De'Aaron Fox, first of all, shout out to Spurs. I think at the beginning of the season, when I did my predictions video, had the Spurs like a top 6 seed, but I did not expect them to be able to be that high. In my opinion, I didn't, because I didn't see Harper doing this leap or Castle. I expected Wemby to be the Defensive Player of the Year MVP candidate, but I didn't expect it to play as well. So, first of all, De'Aaron Fox. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm gonna be on the Spurs, I'm gonna go more in detail with it. De'Aaron Fox, he gotta go. I talk about the Spurs team And I said, De'Aaron Fox is not needed. And generally he's not. Because Dylan Harper is slowly becoming one of my favorite players in the league. Dylan Harper went into this game. Yes, he missed that layup. Yes, he did. But Dylan Harper had an excellent game. 25 points, 2 for 4 from 3, 10 of 19. He outplayed the starting point guard. He played excellent this game. Dylan Harper genuinely needs to have more minutes than De'Aaron Fox next season. And the thing about the Spurs is that the Knicks needed to win this series more than the Spurs, because I feel like the Spurs, they can still come back and win. They're young. The Knicks, I'm so glad they capitalized on the opportunity. When it comes to Wemby, something that frustrates me about Wemby is how many threes Wemby settles for. When I made a video talking Wemby a couple years ago, and I said Wemby settles too much for threes. Wemby, I don't know why you like to shoot threes. Understand, you can shoot them, but and it is for De'Aaron Fox as well. I agree, but you can't settle for threes. There was a play against Carlton Towns where he caught the ball in the corner and he drove to the paint because he knew he could get that points. Wemby, you can't settle for threes. You just have to play better. You generally have to play better. And I understand that De'Aaron Fox 315, 20%. De'Aaron Fox 1 for 8, 12%. And Stephon Castle, he played bad, but I'm gonna get to Mitch Johnson more than him. I just think that Wemby, to a certain extent, you just gotta be better. And it's just the standard I put Wemby at. When it comes to all-time greats, you have players like De'Aaron Fox. You have players who underperform, and you just gotta push yourself to the next level. You just gotta play better. And I just think Wemby I gotta be better. There is no reason why you have 19 points, 14 rebounds. I mean 19 points. And to a certain extent, it's De'Aaron Fox's fault, which I agree. But still, you just gotta play better. Now, Mitch Johnson. I'm not gonna lie, I was caping for Mitch Johnson. I didn't think he deserved Coach of the Year. I think that J.B. Bickerstaff and Joe Mazzulla won and had a bigger case. But I genuinely had my faith in Mitch Johnson because he was able to push this team farther than it's supposed to be. And I'm not gonna lie, you coach horrible in this series. You coach horrible in this series and the last series. In this series, why are we having Champagnie switch so much on Brunson? And we're gonna get to that. Trust. We're gonna talk about those in my Spurs video. I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why we're having Brunson switch so much, and you know the switch is coming, and we're still allowing Champagne on the floor. Last game, Champagne should be taken off the floor. He was actually getting cooked, and we was allowing it to happen. Mitch Johnson, you need to reevaluate yourself. And the thing about it is that I'm being hard on them because I want them to grow and I want them to be better. And Jim, this is their first NBA Finals of I think many. So I'm not really going to be that harsh on this team as I need to be. But De'Aaron Fox, he has to go. So